Hello and welcome to Digital Detox and Mindful Presence, a therapeutic hypnosis session. Please only listen when you can safely close your eyes. Now, take a moment to get yourself comfortable. There's no rush, nothing you need to do right now. No effort required. Just allowing your body to find its own way into a position that feels acceptable, easy enough just for the next half an hour or so as you listen to my voice. It doesn't matter if your eyes are open or closed, because sometimes your eyes, they like to close. Sometimes they prefer to stay open for a bit longer. And either way is perfectly fine. And you might notice sounds around you, near sounds and far sounds. Sounds you recognize and sounds you don't need to identify at all. And rather than needing those sounds to stop, you can allow them to simply remind you that you are safe enough to relax. Because this time belongs to you. Nothing is being taken away. Nothing is being forced. This is simply an invitation to rest attention where it feels kindest to do so. And as you continue to listen to my voice, you may begin to notice how attention naturally moves. It drifts, it wanders, it comes back, wanders again. And that's not a problem, because that's how attention works. In fact, you don't need to control attention at all. You can just let it behave the way it always has, while something deeper begins to settle. You might notice the weight of your body, where it meets the chair, or the bed, or the floor beneath you. That quiet, dependable support that's been there all along. And somewhere inside, perhaps without trying, the breath begins to notice itself, not changing, not controlling, just noticing. The breath going in and the breath going out. And between those breaths, tiny pauses, moments of nothing needing to happen. And those pauses are important. They're like little reminders that stillness already exists, even in a busy world. Now, many people live with a constant stream of information, notifications, updates and alerts. And your mind gets very good at responding, checking, scanning, anticipating. So good, in fact, that it sometimes forgets how to rest. Not because it can't, but because it hasn't been invited to. So, right now, you can imagine the mind like a desk covered in open tabs. A screen of a computer or a phone. But not bad tabs, not wrong tabs, just a lot of them. And one by one, without closing them completely. You can imagine minimizing them. They're still there and nothing is lost. They're simply not demanding attention right now. And as each tab minimizes, there's a little more space, a little more quiet. And you don't even need to decide which one minimizes first, because your unconscious knows what's least important in this moment. Now, you might imagine your phone, your tablet or your computer not as something bad or intrusive, but as something tired, like a device that's worked very hard for a very long time. And you can imagine placing it gently somewhere safe, a table, a shelf, maybe a comfortable chair. And instead of turning it off, you simply allow it to rest. No alerts, no demands, just resting. And as it rests, you may notice something surprising. The world doesn't collapse, and nothing urgent happens, because life continues quietly and peacefully. And your nervous system begins to notice that it doesn't have to stay alert every second. That it's allowed to be idle. Now, bring awareness gently back to your body. Not scanning, not analyzing, just sensing. The temperature of the air on your skin, natural rhythm of breathing. The subtle movements that happen all by themselves. And if thoughts appear, that's fine. You don't need to push them away. You can just let them drift past, like headlines on a screen, without clicking on them, because you don't have to read every story. And some stories can just pass by unopened. And each time you notice you've followed one, you can simply return to sensation, not as a task, but as a kindness. Now, imagine yourself in the future, going about your day, using devices, scrolling, typing, watching. But something is different. There are tiny pauses now before unlocking a screen, a breath, before scrolling, a moment of awareness. Not stopping behavior, just softening it. And these pauses act like anchors. They remind your nervous system that it's still there, still safe, still grounded. Even online, even connected. Because you don't need to escape technology to be present. Presence can exist inside it. from now on, your system remembers how to settle. And you may find yourself naturally less reactive. Less compelled. Not because you try, but because calm has become familiar again. And when stimulation increases, you'll notice your ability to soften, to pause, to breathe. Returns automatically. And in a moment, you'll return to normal awareness, bringing with you a sense of steadiness, ease, and quiet presence. You don't need to rush back. Just let awareness widen slowly. Noticing the room again, the sounds, the light. And when you're ready, your eyes can open, feeling calm, clear, and comfortably present.